Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Inside the Mirror podcast. Thanks for bearing with me. I've been gone for 2 weeks, I think it's been since the last podcast. And that's the longest we've gone uh, in a while. So thanks for bearing with me. Sorry I was away for 2 weeks, but it needed to happen. I was gone for a week to visit my family in Colorado, and then just had a lot going on and didn't want to force a podcast just to force it, which is not in my nature, which is let's just get into it right now. That's something I think is important to talk about. Today is going to be a free flow, a free stream. But yeah, just to check something off the list, I think sometimes is not the wisest thing to do, and it's not super beneficial for what you're trying to accomplish. At least for me in this specific instance, I had it on my calendar to record the podcast for several days, but it was just really forcing it just to get it done, just so I could have one. And ultimately just so I could say, yeah, I release a podcast every week and I don't ever want to break that. Excuse me. But at the same time, like, if I need to take a week off because I got a lot going on, or it's just I don't have the mental capacity, or I'm not in a place where I really can check in and tune in and just communicate, then I should be okay with taking a week or two off. So that's really helped me realize, and I've been thinking a lot about just like performance, and realizing like in this season where I'm in and in the new role I'm in and the company I'm with, performance has been something I've always struggled with. What I mean by that is like I've always struggled with my identity being in the things that I do and the things that I accomplish or perform in. And it all started back as young as a kid when I was playing sports as a kid. Like I was telling somebody yesterday, I wasn't the most fit or athletic. I guess you say I wasn't the most athletic kid growing up, but I grew up in a very sports-oriented house. My brother was super just naturally talented, but I wasn't super naturally talented at sports. So I had to work really, really, really hard to be good at sports, to be able to play on teams, and to just be able to keep up. And so that's where I can at least identify the performance mentality started kicking in for me. Was in junior high and high school sports. Always trying to keep up, and putting my identity in the way I perform in athletics. And then that carried over in my 20s in business. The things I did, I put my identity in the accomplishments I achieved and the performance that I achieved in my job and in my career. And it's not healthy. It's obviously not healthy. I say it out loud, or probably as you hear it, you're like, yeah, no, of course it's not healthy to put your identity in your performance. But I think a lot of us struggle with it, and I struggle with it even to this day. Like even today, I didn't get as much done in the first half of the day as I wanted, and I was like, I literally feel like a feeling in me of like you're not doing a good job, and it's just a lie, man. It's a lie of the devil. It's a lie in your mind. What controls your mind controls your life. And in that vein, like my I don't even know it's desire, just my default to put my identity in the way I perform and the things that I do externally. It's unhealthy, and it's something that I struggle with. So I'm just being transparent and vulnerable, and letting you know that's something I struggle with, and I'm sure somebody watching or listening, you struggle with. Your identity is in your career or your performance with your family or your friends, or again in your business or whatever it is. And your identity is in the wrong thing, right? Your identity is an external thing. So what if you succeed at these three things, but then you don't necessarily achieve what you want on the fourth? Does that mean that all of a sudden you as a human is a failure? I would say not, right? So it's not easy, right? Just accepting that you are enough just being who God created you to be. And he doesn't need you to do all these external things to put your identity in, or to validate that you're worthwhile or you're worth something. I hope that makes sense. You alone, just being born, being a human, and using whatever gifts and talents and abilities that God's given you to the best of your ability is a success. And you can find comfort in knowing that just being yourself and doing your best is enough. And that's something that I'm learning, is that sometimes doing my best uh, isn't going to bring the results that I want. Right? Sometimes I do my best and it's just not enough for what I wanted to achieve. So I'm working on not feeling like a failure there, because I did my best. And sometimes your best isn't going to get the exact results you want. I never really thought of it that way till recently, till I've been around some wise, successful people that have placed that thought in my head, is that sometimes you can do your very best and still not achieve what you were aiming for. And that's okay though, as long as you did your very best. And so that's helping me some with my mindset of as long as I give my best, I can rest well, and I shouldn't beat myself up for not achieving what I wanted, as long as I did my very best. So I hope that's helpful to somebody. This isn't going to be a long one. I just wanted to hop on and kind of share where I'm at, and kind of specifically what I'm dealing with right now is just my performance mentality. In my relationships and in my career, and in just everything. It's so performance based. Even in my exercise routines, it's just so performance oriented. Like if I don't achieve certain things, I feel like I failed, but that's just not the case. The truth is that I'm enough and I'm worthwhile, even if I don't achieve all kinds of things that I want to achieve, or that I think the world would see as successful, or the world or others would want me to achieve. It doesn't matter. Like my job is to wake up every day, do my best, love other people, love the Lord, and that's it. That's it. It's that simple. Love God, love others, do your best. And it sounds easy. I definitely know it's not that easy. But it's something to strive for, right? It's getting a little chilly in here if you're watching. Ooh. um but yeah, I mean, it's a mindset. Again, like I said earlier, what controls your mind controls your life. And so if what controls your mind is just a desire to succeed, then your desire to succeed will control your life. And when your whole life is focused on just achieving and succeeding, you won't be content, you won't be happy, you won't find joy there, you won't find peace there for sure. Let me tell you, when you're only focused on succeeding, there's not peace in that. So I'll just encourage you to really ask yourself some questions about what controls your mind, because that controls your life. So what are the things that you think your identity is found in? Is it in your job? Is it in your relationships? Is it in having money? Where do you find identity? And is that the right thing? And is it bringing you peace and joy? And if you are someone like me who values achieving so much, is that affecting you positively or negatively? And I'm not on here because I have all the answers. This is just me being a little vulnerable and hopefully asking some questions that I'm asking myself, and sharing the questions I'm asking myself with you guys. I'm asking myself, is my desire to succeed and achieve helping me enjoy every single day? Is it helping me enjoy every single moment? And the answer is no. My desire to achieve and succeed at all kinds of different things that I'm doing is not necessarily healthy. And it's not, I'm almost wasting my days and my moments that could be filled with peace and joy and contentment. And I'm wasting them by filling them with anxiety and stress and my performance mentality. It's not serving my daily life well, and it's not serving my mental health well. To always just never feel like I'm enough or I've done enough, and I just need to rest in these few things, that God loves me. He created me just the way I am. He loves me no matter what. The people around me are not holding me to some crazy standard of achievement. So therefore, I don't need to be holding myself to some crazy standard of achievement before I love myself and accept myself and just enjoy my life. That's something I've struggled with most of my life since I can remember, is not being able to enjoy my life because I hadn't achieved the next thing yet. Well, whether it was in school, not so much formalized school, but in, did I get this thing? Did I get this in my career? Did I get this promotion? Have I made this much money? In the just the things that I want to do. How far along am I? Why am I not here yet? Hope this is all making sense. But yeah, just putting my identity so much in achieving and performing has been one of the biggest failures of my life personally. But I'm working on it. I'm not just giving up and saying, oh, I'm failed at it. Right. I have failed at it. I have lived most of my life with a performance-based mentality, and achievement determines my value type of mentality, but that's just not the truth. And it's something I'm working on. And I just want to come on here and share that. And hopefully somebody relates to that and feels that, because I don't think I'm the only one. I think we live in a world that's so comparison based and achievement and success based. And what is success anyways? Success, that's a whole nother podcast we'll definitely do on what is success. But this was kind of just me checking back in after 2 weeks away, sharing a little bit about where I'm at. And that's where I'm at, is just really trying to reel in my mindset of success, and my value as a human is based on my performance and what I achieve. And I'm just really trying to deconstruct that and not allow that to follow me forward. I really want to, again, your mindset determine what controls your mind, and your mindset determines your life. So I'm really focused on certain aspects of my mindset that I know are not the best. And that's where I'm at. So really ask yourself some questions like, what controls my mind? Where is my mindset? Is it healthy? Is it bringing me positive days, peace, joy, happiness? And if not, what can you do to change that? So yeah, that's where I'm at. I hope you guys benefited from that in some way, even if it was just hearing me be vulnerable. That's what I want to do, is be vulnerable and be helpful, and hopefully just relate and empathize with you guys, because we're all on this journey together. It's not me on my own journey and you on your own journey. Yes, we are on individual journeys, but we are all part of a collective human race, and we're all on the journey together, right? So let's be there for each other, and let's continue to move forward. The world is crazy. We need each other now more than ever. So if you need anything, reach out to me on social media, hit me up, DM me, message me. I love to talk to you guys. I love hearing from you guys. So yeah, I'll be back next week. We're back now. Thanks for bearing with me for those 2 weeks that we didn't do a podcast. I love you guys, and I'll be back next week with another episode of Inside the Mirror podcast. Adios.